Hello, K-pop lovers. In the world of K-pop, where every move by idols can be a big news, July 7th, 2025 is one of the days that will never be forgotten. Not because of a grand concert or a new album launch, but because of a real, sincere, and meaningful moment that took place at Incheon International Airport. Amidst the hustle and bustle of cameras and a sea of fans, 3 BTS members, Suga, Jungkook, and Jimin, appeared in their own styles, creating a wave of excitement that immediately exploded on global social media. But wait, this story is not just about airport fashion or speculation about a music project. It's about small gestures, silent glances, and simple nail polish that actually hold a big message. And the story begins from the moment they stepped out of the vehicle to depart. The cameras caught the public guest, but only ARMY knew that this was more than just an appearance. The moment they appeared, the atmosphere of the airport changed instantly. The first spotlight was on Suga. With quick steps and a straight gaze, he walked without saying much, even when a reporter tried to greet him. To some, it might seem cold, but for ARMY, that's the real Suga, a calm, focused, and distant person for his own comfort. One step, one nod of his head, is enough to convey, "I'm here, but not to show off everything." Then Jungkook, the golden magne, appeared like a shining black shadow. Black hoodie, baggy pants, and blue-black nails. He didn't talk, didn't have much style, but the superstar aura radiated clearly. Even from behind the car window, with just a small smile and a wave of his hand, the airport seemed to explode with the screams of fans. And interestingly, it wasn't just his clothes that stole the attention, but the phone case he was holding tightly and the color of his nails that turned out to hold deep meaning. On the other hand, Jimin appeared with warm calmness. He bowed politely, smiled slightly, and greeted fans with his signature gentleness. But there was one scene that melted the fans' hearts, when he approached Jungkook and helped carry the heavy bag from his little brother's back. It wasn't fake, not for content. It was a natural reflex, a reflection of an inner bond that couldn't be bought with popularity. At first glance, there was nothing out of the ordinary, but fans were observant. The phone case Jungkook was holding turned out to be from a social brand that supports survivors of sexual violence, especially comfort women victims of war. He didn't talk about it, no posts, no campaigns. Just one small act, holding an object full of meaning and bringing it to a public space. It wasn't just a statement. It was a silent form of empathy. Then, about his blue-black nails, netizens began to associate his color choice with the Polish Man campaign, a global movement that encourages men to paint one nail to express solidarity with child victims of violence. Again, Jungkook didn't need to speak. The world had heard. And then, a detail cemented everything. The color of the nails matched Jimin's outfit that day. A coincidence? Maybe. But the hearts of the fans said otherwise. The moment when Jimin waited, then lightened Jungkook's burden, felt like a drama script, not written by a writer, but by life itself. Their silence spoke louder than the stage screams. Of course, their departure to Los Angeles was not without reason. Many Korean media outlets have called this the beginning of BTS's new music project, which may be the foundation of the post-military era. Although not all members have returned, the presence of 3 of the 7 is enough to ignite the fire of hope. And Jungkook's role is predicted to be key. After the great success of his solo career, many are looking forward to how he will inject new energy into BTS's music. He once said in an interview that he missed the moments in the studio with his Hyungs. Now, that dream seems to be alive again. Not only the fans' dream, but also the personal dream of Jungkook, who is a perfectionist and full of vision. In the days since their departure, fans have begun to put together the pieces of the puzzle. From their nail colors to their phone cases to the way Jimin reached for Jungkook's bag, it all seems like a normal moment. But for ARMY, nothing is truly normal when it comes to BTS. One of the things that makes this story so touching is the fact that they weren't promoting anything overtly. There were no album posters, no countdown to the release. Just 3 men on a plane together, silently carrying messages, hopes, and love. It's precisely because there's no stage that we get to see who they are behind the scenes. Human beings growing, changing, and staying connected. And amidst all of this, there's one thing that fans are starting to seriously talk about. Is this a sign of a unit project? Could Suga, Jimin, and Jungkook be working on something special as a trio? The speculation isn't without reason. If you look closely, the three of them have shown strong chemistry since the Run BTS era, whether on variety shows, in the studio, or backstage. Suga as a producer, Jimin with his vocal emotions, and Jungkook as a multi-talented perfectionist, a combination that cannot be underestimated. But more than musical speculation, the public is riveted by the emotional side that suddenly appears on the surface. There is something different about Jungkook. He is not only present as an idol with a strong image, this time he is present as someone who is conveying something. Maybe a message, maybe a personal burden that is finally shared, or maybe a form of courage to show his fragile side. Jimin is no less touching. He is present not as a main vocalist who is stunning on stage, but as a loyal older brother who waits, pays attention, and moves when needed, without being asked. Small actions like that will never come from a script or script. It comes from the heart. And that heart is what makes fans around the world shed tears when watching the short video that lasts a few seconds. Many say that fame can distance someone from empathy, but BTS, and especially Jungkook in this moment, actually reverses that view. When the world is full of noise, he chooses a quiet path, using his nails to make a sound, holding a phone case not for its design, but for its meaning. And what's even more amazing, none of them claimed that what they were doing was anything major. There were no heroic words. There was no official announcement. They just showed up, walked in, looked at each other, and let the world come to its own conclusions. That was their power. Now, while they may be in a studio in Los Angeles, creating something new for the world, fans around the world are still replaying that video. That moment in the airport, Jimin's light touch on Jungkook's shoulder, that tiny smile that appeared beneath their masks, that blue-black nail polish that has now become a symbol not just of social awareness, but of an unbreakable bond. And maybe, when BTS one day performs as a full group again, that small moment in the airport will be remembered as the beginning of that journey. Because in K-pop, some of the most beautiful stories don't begin on grand stages. They begin with quiet steps in a crowd, with a love that's never announced but always felt. And that's what keeps us ARMYs coming back. Because BTS aren't just idols. They're stories lived, written, and shared. Top K-pop will continue to watch their footsteps. Because this is just the beginning. Are you ready for the next chapter? Don't forget to turn on your notifications, because if there's one thing BTS is for sure, it's that they always bring magic, even when we don't realize it.